Welcome, everyone, to the Q&A session for our upcoming course, Mind Medicine to Ignite Your Highest Potential, the 7-week journey to reprogram your subconscious and free yourself of negative emotions and toxic behaviors. I'm Lisa Bunnies, and I'm really looking forward to this Q&A conversation with the Shift Network, where we'll explore the teachings of Dr. Darren Weissman and address questions about his upcoming 7-week course, Mind Medicine to Ignite Your Highest Potential, which begins Monday, July 20th. And a little later, I'll explain how you can participate in the course, even if you can't attend the live sessions. But first, I want to introduce our guest. Dr. Darren Weissman is a chiropractic holistic physician, developer of the Lifeline technique, and best-selling author of The Power of Infinite Love and Gratitude. Recognized for his expertise in the study of the subconscious mind and holistic health, Dr. Weissman is an international speaker in the field of consciousness. He's been featured in the films Emotion, Making Mankind, Beyond Belief, The Truth, and the award-winning documentary Heal. Dr. Weissman has written for numerous magazines, including Natural Health, HuffPost, Prevention, and In Style. And in just a few minutes, we're going to open up for your questions. But first, I want to welcome Dr. Darren, who's going to begin our time together by leading us in an opening practice. Welcome, Dr. Darren. How are you today?
I'm so great. Thank you so much, Lisa. Thank you so much for this opportunity, and thank you everyone who has chosen to show up at this beautiful time to awaken, ignite your highest potential. Right now, you are showing up for the most important person in the entire world. No one else can do this for you but you. And I invite you to begin by taking a deep, healing breath. And as you exhale, feel yourself with gratitude being in this present moment, a moment of infinite possibilities. And I'm going to guide you through a process that I call the connection. It is the first step of the Lifeline technique. It enables us to tune this incredible instrument of our spirit, mind, and body with Mother Earth and with the universal energy that connects each and every one of us. And I invite you to take either hand. We're going to do acupuncture without needles. Take either hand and put all the fingers together, including your thumb, and put it right to the crown of your head. Put it right to the crown of your head. This is your spirit point, and your spirit is pure love. And as you take your other hand, this means I love you in American Sign Language. Place this hand right over the center of your chest. And what you're doing is you're raising the vibration of every single cell in your body that is naturally designed, innately intended to heal, regenerate, and be whole. And I invite you to repeat out loud, infinite love and gratitude. Infinite love and gratitude. Keep your hand right on your chest, connected to your heart. Lift up the crown point, and then return it back to the top of your head. And what you're doing right now is you're raising the vibration of your body, of your feelings, with your spirit, which is your light. You are a light of pure love. And I invite you to repeat out loud, infinite love and gratitude. Infinite love and gratitude. Beautiful. Take both hands away, and at the same time return them. As we unify, we're harmonizing, creating harmony between the spiritual and the physical. Infinite love and gratitude. Infinite love and gratitude. Relax yourself and take a deep healing breath. And as you exhale, feel yourself letting go deeper into this present moment, into a place of knowing, of accepting, of flowing, of being fully present. Take either hand, put one of them right over your forehead. This represents your mind, and your mind is an infinite field of pure potential. And as you take your other hand with love, let's harmonize our minds together with our bodies and feel just how powerful you are. Infinite love and gratitude. Infinite love and gratitude. Keep your hand on your heart. Lift it away from the forehead, return it back. As you open your heart to your dreams, to a vision of you living your life confidently, calm, present, grounded, infinite love and gratitude, infinite love and gratitude. Great job. Take both hands away. Return them back to the same place as we now harmonize. Your mind and body are now one infinite field of pure potential where everything's possible. Infinite love and gratitude. Go ahead and say it. Infinite love and gratitude. Relax. Take a deep healing breath. And let it go. As we open up our palms, and with love in our hands and love in our hearts, let's connect with Mother Earth, with Mother Nature. And as you point one of your hands down, and either one will work, point it down towards Mother Earth and plug on in like you're plugging into a light socket. Go, feel yourself connecting with the nature of the seasons and cycles of this living, breathing planet. Take your other hand and feel your body harmonizing with the nature of change, the elements, the ecosystem. I invite you to repeat, I am a thriving body. Infinite love and gratitude. Stay plugged in. Keep this hand and bring it up right over your forehead as we align our mind with the mind of nature. I am a thriving mind. Infinite love and gratitude. Infinite love and gratitude. Stay plugged in. This hand, all the fingers right at the crown as we raise our vibration, our spiritual connection with nature. I am a thriving spirit. Infinite love and gratitude. Infinite love and gratitude. Relax. Take a deep healing breath. As you let go, open up your palms with love in your hands. Bring your palms together. And bring this posture into your heart center. And take this moment to acknowledge that you are a part of, not apart from, the universe, a source of divine light and love. And feel this presence. I am a body of oneness. And so it is. Love is one with my body. Infinite love and gratitude. Bring this posture up over your forehead as we align our mind with the divine mind. I invite you to repeat, I am a mind of oneness. And so it is. Love is one with my mind. Infinite love and gratitude. Infinite love and gratitude. All the way up at the crown as we align our spirit with the most high vibration. I am a spirit of oneness. We are all one. And so it is. Infinite love and gratitude. Relax yourself. Take a deep healing breath. And welcome my beautiful friends to the present moment. I'm so honored to answer your questions and guide you and support you in any and every way I can. Welcome.
All right. Well, thank you for that. That was pretty powerful and juicy. I'll be doing that one again. So yeah, thank you, Dr. Darren. Now we have the rest of our time together to dive into our viewers' questions for Dr. Darren Weissman as we prepare for the upcoming course. It's called Mind Medicine to Ignite Your Highest Potential, and it begins Monday, July 20th. And if you want to check out the website, sort of follow along with us and learn about the 7-week course, you can visit mindmedicinecourse.com to see the full description. So let's go ahead and get into some Q&A. If you have a question for Dr. Darren, go ahead and type them in. I'll be ready. I'll be happy to pass them along. And let's start out with a question that Heather has sent along. Heather is interested in, why does the subconscious mind control us? What are your thoughts on that?
It's an interesting question, Heather. It's really a great question. The first design of control of the subconscious mind is like a parent. It's designed to protect. And the nature of the subconscious mind protects us in many different ways. Physically, we can relate to its protection, such as if you touch something that's hot, we reactively move away from it. Or, as if we're walking on an uneven sidewalk and all of a sudden we trip, we automatically catch our balance so that we don't injure ourselves further or at all. There's also a protection on an emotional level where when we are around certain people or certain situations which are unsafe, even when it doesn't look unsafe or sound unsafe, that there's this internal, like, wait a second, something isn't right. That's an emotional subconscious protective component. But the subconscious also protects spiritually. And this is based upon love, and it's based upon evolution, and that the essence of who we are is that we are beings of love and light, and when we can move through a particular experience by taking action rather than being in a state of reaction, when we can move towards something rather than away, then it enables us to build upon our past experiences, learn, grow, heal, and evolve on every level. When we're in environments that we don't have the consciousness to process emotions, when we don't have the ability to move through the limitations of negativity or limiting beliefs, and the environment around us doesn't know any better as well, the subconscious mind protects as a means of stopping us from processing emotions that we can't handle. And either can anyone else. And it's called the spirit protection reflex, where we literally get programmed to forget particular experiences in life, and it enables us to survive. Because, Heather, if we are forced to process emotions that we can't handle, then our body literally dies. It can't handle it. It literally dies. So it has a spirit protection reflex that inhibits that from happening. However, those emotions don't just stay still. They reside in the subconscious components of our mind, of our nervous system, of our cells, and they get triggered by our environment. And so this, like, why does it control us? On one level, it was to protect, but it really is in control. The second component of the subconscious mind is once it's protected us spiritually, physically, emotionally, it speaks to us like we're speaking right now. It speaks to us so that we can wake up in a way that we'd otherwise not awaken. It enables us to discover aspects of ourselves that we in our life otherwise would have not discovered. So, control, protection at the beginning, but then ultimately the basis of the subconscious mind is to awaken us to the next greatest version of ourselves and ultimately ignite our highest potential. Great question.
Yeah, great answer. Thank you for that. This next question is based on the conversation that you had with Stephen Dinan, where you demonstrated your kinesiology muscle testing, which, as I was telling you before, really works very well for me. But Suzanne is wondering, once we learn how to actually do the muscle testing, and perhaps you can demonstrate it for the people who didn't see that conversation, Suzanne's wondering, what kind of questions should we use while we're doing this? What are the practical uses?
There you go. This is fantastic. Well, first and foremost, the nature of muscle reflex testing, kinesiology, is so that we can use our own nervous system as a feedback to know when we're being triggered by our environment, when we're in a reactive state, otherwise known as a survival state, a freeze, fight, or flight state. We can use muscle testing through the strength or the weakness of a muscle. We can discover when we're in a reactive state. And I will explain it. I'll show it. But before I show it, I want to just talk about its application. A lot of people use muscle testing in ways that I don't agree with. A lot of people use it in a way where like, wow, what should I have for lunch? Or should I go out with this guy or this girl? Or, should I do this or do that? I do not use muscle testing as a Ouija board as far as making decisions. I really feel strongly that decisions must be made from our own heart, from our own sense of self, rather than something outside of ourself, that we really value our own internal compass. However, there are times where making a decision is very difficult, that we don't have a clear vision of what is possible, and especially during these uncertain times of COVID-19, of racial despair, of political divide, making a decision is really difficult. And so during these times, I use muscle testing so that I can shift the reactive parts of me that are being triggered by my environment, so that I'm no longer triggered. If imagine this. Imagine that no matter who is the trigger for you, whether it be a family member or, has to do with your job or money or circumstances of the world, imagine you couldn't be triggered by your environment, that you could stay present rather than emotionally reactive. How might that impact you? Not only in that particular relationship, but how might that impact your health, your immune system, your digestion, your hormones, your cardiovascular system? The reality of it is immensely, profoundly. So I use muscle testing to know, am I being triggered by my environment or not? And if I am, then I want to raise the vibration, because everything is a vibration in a frequency and an energy. I raise the vibration with a universal healing frequency of infinite love and gratitude. And there are steps that we can take, and that I'm actually teaching in this mind medicine course, that enable you to bridge the gap between your conscious and subconscious mind, so that you create this powerful, empowering, confident relationship internally with yourself. So therefore you can have a confident and empowering relationship externally with the world that's around you. So muscle testing is used as a feedback system. So if I am, for example, here I am, my arm's bent here, and I have it close to my body, and I tell my body, I've got a bucket here, and I'm holding a bucket. I say, hold strong, and I push down, I just get a lockout right here. Just get it to lock into place. That's called the 0 point. I'm going to teach this in the course. But I just go, love, love, love. There's an energy with love. Love, love, love. And I push down and it locks into place. And I go, fear, fear, fear. It's just a word, but everything's energy, right? Fear, fear, fear. Hold strong. Hold strong. Hold strong. It doesn't hold strong. It automatically gives way. And I'm going to shift. I'm going to go, love, love, love. Love, love, love. And I recheck the muscle. It instantly goes strong. Now, that might not be impressive if you're like, here you are over there, and it's like, wait a second, like, I can't really, if I was actually doing this on you, it'd be like, it's a whole other feeling. But you can learn to do this for yourself. And when you learn to do this for yourself, then you can guide yourself with asking questions, like with using certain statements, like, even though I'm afraid, I'm now choosing to feel confident. You can use statements, you can use observation, you can use different things such as like color therapy, eyewear, that then check the muscle. And if the muscle gives way, you can shift that reactive pattern where that weak muscle is no longer weak. And when that weak muscle is no longer weak, it's strong, you've shifted a subconscious maladaptive stress reaction. You've shifted a part of yourself that is controlled by your nervous system. And your nervous system controls everything. So therefore, when your nervous system is no longer reacting, and you use the muscle testing to be able to recognize that, when your nervous system is no longer reacting, then whatever is going on within your body, whether it be an impact on your physical health, your biology, or your relationships, your behavior, those things automatically and instantaneously begin to change. And muscle testing is the core that enables us to do this.
Okay, thank you. Let's just dive in here to a little bit of deeper discussions. For example, Marianne wants to know, how do we heal from a lifetime of trauma, anger, illness that we can't seem to let go of? How do we release the subconscious barriers that we've erected that keep our love and peace and healing at bay? How do we get unstuck?
Marianne, first and foremost, infinite love and gratitude to trauma and the things that have happened in our life that have led us to a place where now our system is caught in this autopilot of being, always on guard, or, being closed down and hypervigilant, and how it affects us physically and our body and our health. Infinite love and gratitude to trauma. I've helped so many thousands of people shift post-traumatic stress into post-traumatic growth. I've helped so many people. And it begins first and foremost with a concept. And the concept is the portal. And the portal is a doorway. And the doorway leads us to the next greatest version of ourselves. Now, in the world that we live in, most people call what I call a portal a problem. So trauma is often looked at as a problem. It is something that I need to fight the feelings. I need to fix this. I'm a failure because of this. And the beginning of transforming and evolving trauma and the pattern even of a lifetime is, hey, what if this was a portal rather than my problem? What if the pain, fear, and stress that goes on in my life today based upon what I experienced when I was 4, or in utero, or past life, or at 15, or whenever, what if this was actually a conversation, a dialogue that was enabling me to awaken in a way that I otherwise would never awaken? And what we do know is that when we, like a tree, endure storms in life, trauma, that the tree has enzymes in it that enable the roots to grow deep and the bark to grow thick. You know who else has those enzymes, Marianne? You do. You do, my love. You do. And the key is, how do I connect to where this broadcasting signal that keeps the trauma in Groundhog Day, how do I connect with it? So what we started with here today with the connection is the beginning of it. And there's a process of bridging the gap and guiding and leading and driving this reactive subconscious mind rather than being driven by it. The traumatic mind is a tormenting mind, but you can turn that tormenting mind into a mind that is ultimately your greatest tool for creating and designing and manifesting calm, confidence, flow, growth, strength in every way from the inside out. So there's a step-by-step process, and I can't explain it in a short amount of time, but wherever you are is the beginning place, and the design is just like a flower growing through the cement, and it breaks through, and it's like you look at it and you're like in awe of it. You are that flower that is growing through this, and you're listening to this. If you right now are listening to this and you struggle with trauma, I'm so grateful that you're able to hear this and that you're on this right now. In our world today, trauma is at an all-time high, and any anyone who's really struggled with significant trauma during this time that we're living in. It's really come to the surface. And the Lifeline process, the mind medicine process that I teach, and I've been teaching for the past 18 years, is profound for empowering ourselves to process emotions, to set intention, to create deep healing and lasting, sustainable change.
All right, thank you so much for that. Now we've discussed the spiritual aspects and the mental aspects. Let's get into the physicality of this. And obviously we can't offer medical advice, but we do have people who are asking. They've got somebody here with rheumatoid arthritis, one person with Lyme disease, lots of people with knee issues. So one of the questions specifically is, what impact can our state of mind have on particularly intrusive illnesses like arthritis, etc.? Is there a common strategy that can be applied to all such health challenges?
Wow, I love this question. This is really what it's all about. You know, what's really amazing is that the subconscious mind is triggered on a little level to an extreme level every 3 to 5 seconds. So every 3 to 5 seconds, some level of reaction is going on, but sometimes it's really a big reaction. And when this happens, when our environment does have that reactive cue, the heart picks up the vibration of the subconscious mind. And it, like a tuning fork, takes on the emotional patterns that live in the mind, the memories that are emotionally charged, get activated, and the heart begins to beat with whatever emotional charge that is. You name it. Anger, overwhelm, depression, sadness, fear, anxiety, worry, grief, stuck, loss, whatever it might be. As the heart's beating with this, the heart automatically sends a signal to our brain. And our brain is this transducer of information, of electrical impulses that then signal in other ways. So the brain, and specifically what's called the limbic brain, and a part of the limbic brain called the amygdala, it gets hijacked and it produces particular chemicals based upon the signal it's getting from the heart. So let's say the signal is fear and anger. So the limbic brain produces chemicals of fear and anger, and these fear-anger chemicals course through our bloodstream. And they're driven to different parts of our body based upon unique acupuncture meridians, which are correspond with particular organs, so that our cells, like a lock and key, our cells get these emotional chemicals and they bind to them. And now our cells turn into the anger fear cell. It sends a signal to the cell where the cell's feeling anger and fear, functioning with anger and fear, and forming new cells with anger and fear. It is what is called a thought virus. So we live in a viral world right now, a pandemic that's not only going on in the physical world, but a pandemic that's going on in the mind, that's hijacking the heart, that influences the brain and the body. So is there a way to directly influence the biological expression of our health, to go from dis-ease and imbalance or maladaptation to being resilient and strong and bulletproof? Yes, there is. And it's amazing too, because I know that we're separating, like, okay, we've talked about stress and trauma. What about physical health? This is a systems approach. And the systems approach appreciates the holistic nature of our mind, body, and spirit, that everything holographically is interconnected, where one part represents the whole. So if we see a struggle going on, let's say in a knee, or inflammatory autoimmune disease, rheumatoid, lupus, Lyme disease diagnosis, it doesn't really matter the name of it. It's a frequency, and the frequency starts in the mind, because everything starts in the mind. And when we learn how to make change in the mind, specifically on a subconscious level, because most of our mind's invisible, 90 to 98%, when we can make a change in the vibrational frequency, when we learn how to set intention of the higher self, of focusing on where we're going rather than what we're getting away from, you literally can change the signal that the heart gets, that changes the signal that the brain gets, that changes the signal that the cells get, and therefore change the signal of our health, no matter what the disease is. This is, we live in a world that's compartmentalized. So we go to a doctor for the foot, podiatrist, an ophthalmologist, optometrist, a dentist, a psychologist, a chiropractor, a neurologist, whatever, an endocrinologist, a GI doctor. We have all these specializations, and it's brilliant, it's amazing, it's gorgeous. Yet there's a field that connects us all, and the power that creates us is the power that heals us. So, I've worked with so many different people that have been diagnosed with particular diseases that don't have particular diseases today. I was working with a woman today with inflammatory bowel disease, ulcerative colitis. I don't treat, diagnose, or cure disease. That's what medical doctors do. But what I do is I bridge the gap between the conscious and subconscious mind. I teach people how to bridge the gap between the conscious and subconscious mind, raise the vibration with our heart intention. And then as a result, the body does what it's designed to do. So it's not about replacing medical care, but the reality of Western medicine in our world today is it's very ineffective when it comes to degenerative disease processes. It's very ineffective. And so it's great for emergency care, but, how do we get to the core systems that are running this biological symphony of mind, body, spirit? And, that's what this is all about. So, wherever you're at, it's the place to begin, whether it be a knee or an autoimmune challenge or an inflammatory type of process or, an infection or an injury that just won't seem to heal. There's always a subconscious emotion that's at the root that stems from our subconscious mind.
All right. Thank you for that. For those of you who are just joining us, we're here with Dr. Darren Weissman, learning about his upcoming course, Mind Medicine to Ignite Your Highest Potential, which begins Monday, July 20th. And you can log on to mindmedicinecourse.com for all the details and to register if you'd like. And let's go ahead and get back into questions here. You mentioned a little bit ago about epigenetics, and Helen is wondering, would you talk a little bit about epigenetics and how we can heal issues passed on through our ancestors?
Wow. Another wonderful deep question. These are great questions. The essence of epigenetics, part of epigenetics is ancestral for sure. I mean, things that have happened at any point during our life, the timeline therapy component of life experiences I talked about a little bit earlier as far as things that have happened at 3 years of age or 5 years of age. But there's also components of our mother's mother, 5 generations down mom's line or dad's line that still today directly influence us. Here's an environment where, food is rationed and the circumstances of war and stress that are going on, and the survival mode of that experience directly hundreds, if not thousands of years later, still impact us what is called epigenetically, where these circumstances get activated through a process that's called entrainment. They're imprinted within our vibrational field that ultimately cause us to react in a term that in homeopathy is called a miasm. It's called a miasm. It's a generational, ancestral type of challenge that creates chronic maladaptation, real significant things. When people are having really a hard time healing and are like, what is going on here? You want to look deep into the ancestral, generational types of patterns. And I teach a portal that's called the miasm portal. It's a generational portal that enables us to discover, whether it be the matriarch or the patriarch, the mother, the father, in the generational lines, in the unique components of how they influence us in our elemental state. I use in Chinese medicine I use what's called the 5-element theory. So this is the Lifeline technique, 5 elements, and how it corresponds with different emotions. Each element has different emotions. And we're able to find out, for example, mom, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 generations down mom's side, fire, earth, metal, water, influencing the water element. So it influences how we flow in life, how we're able to accept or transform like water, and particular emotions of the water element. Let's see what emotion shows up. 1 through 10, 1 through 5, 1, 2, paralyzed will. So the second emotion is paralyzed will. So there is a pattern, an ancestral pattern of paralyzed will that gets triggered epigenetically. And when it gets triggered, that pattern ultimately affects how we're capable of perceiving. We end up perceiving as if here we are 7 generations back, mom's side, in this environment of paralyzed will, but here we are in the year 2020, and what ends up happening is we have really massive chronic maladaptive stress reaction. What maladaptive stress reaction means, simply put, I'm not present in a big way. And when I'm not present on any level, I'm definitely not my best self. But if I'm acting out of 7 generations back, that is going to create chaos on a physical level and how our bodies able or unable to heal, how we're able or unable to stay present in life's stressors, whether it be individually in how we see ourselves in the mirror, or in relationship with intimacy, with finances, collectively, how we move through life. It's very powerful, but there are direct ways that we can not only change, but process and evolve these ancestral generational patterns that are affecting each and every one of us, and therefore shift on the epigenetic switch so that we can awaken the fullest genetic expression, epigenetic expression of who we are intended and destined to be. So great question.
Great answer. Thank you. You were talking about the virus a little bit ago, and a question here from Justine says, it seems to me that the existence of COVID is sort of forcing us all to examine the stuff we've been avoiding while we're trapped in this temporary stasis. Do you have any thoughts on this?
Yeah, wait, tell me what her name is.
Justine.
Justine. Yeah, I mean, I would like to sum up what Justine is saying is this experience right now with COVID is a gift in very strange wrapping paper. That nothing happens just because. And we might not be able to perceive the direct reason or meaning or value of it in this moment, like we can order from Amazon and get instant gratification. We might not be able to see, there is a deeper meaning for us as individuals and as a collective whole on planet Earth to grow and evolve and come together and learn and, and create change that is, ultimately to me, what I know is why we're all here, to discover oneness and to create world peace through inner peace. I have found it, Justine, so inspiring that when human beings were forced to, get out of their cars, get out of the planes, get out of the waters, and that the earth very quickly started to change. The challenge is that we're going to go back to systems and patterns and habits that are bad systems and bad patterns and bad habits, and we're going to end up in a deeper level of a toxic system and a toxic world on every level, water, electromagnetics, and as a result, viruses are more prevalent in higher levels. When we are in higher levels of stress or toxicity is when viruses form. And that is going on collectively in our world. That is going on individually in the terrain of our bodies. How we are capable of processing stress, processing our emotions, propagates viruses or enables our body to do what it's designed to do, heal, regenerate, and be whole. And so we are going from, having this pandemic virus to going viral with infinite love and gratitude. So people can not only awaken to amazing systems of communication, connection, respect and value, love and gratitude, compassion and passion, but also begin to know who we are and remember, who we are, that we are eternal beings of light and love, that we have beautiful hearts that empower us to feel, that the dogma of being a man means this or being a woman means that. We've lived in a world that has done the best that it can do, but it can do better now. And this is our portal. And I really appreciate you, Justine, and just bringing this up because, buying into this as the problem, fighting, fixing, looking for the vaccination to make this go away. Hey, if there's a vaccination that's truly can heal things and do that, that's phenomenal, and it's safe for people, it's phenomenal. But what can we do as holistic beings? What kind of approach can we take of hydration and food and nourishment? We live in such a sickness care world versus a health care world, to really understand the power that exists within us, to own our power, and to live with consciousness and integrity and value and honesty for ourselves, rather than, the nature of things that have grown out of particular ways of living and being. But we are at a time of change. And as a human being, it is a paradoxical experience. It's a paradoxical experience because you and I, we can count on change. From the moment of conception to the moment we take our last breath, change is going to happen. Nature teaches us change is the constant. Yet as human beings, the greatest fear for a human being is change itself. And there are limiting beliefs that live in our subconscious mind that fight for themselves. And they fight for themselves, and that ultimately creates this resistance to change, this resistance to the future. And but that's the portal, that the fear of change that keeps us in this viral way of thinking, this limiting way of thinking, this self-destructive way of living, is the doorway to the next greatest version of our highest potential in each and every way. Thank you, Justine.
Well, thank you. That was very moving. Thank you. I'm looking at the clock here. We have time for a few more questions. But before we get into those, I'll go ahead and give a few details about the course itself. Once again, it's called Mind Medicine, and this is going to be a really obviously life-changing 7-week journey with Dr. Darren under his expert guidance, where you'll take a courageous dive into your subconscious mind to discover what motivates your thoughts and actions, to transform your self-limiting beliefs and start walking the path of your highest potential. And the 7-week course takes place on Mondays at 5 p.m. Pacific, starting Monday, July 20th. And if you can't join us live, as I mentioned earlier, that's fine. You will not miss any of the teachings. You will receive audio and video recordings, transcripts, and all course handouts on your course homepage. And also, I want to remind everyone that the Shift Network offers a no-risk money-back guarantee on all of our courses, giving you until August 3rd in this case to make sure that you absolutely love it. And as an added option, all participants are welcome to connect in a private Facebook community group so you can connect with one another. Also, everyone who registers receives the Mind Medicine Bonus Collection. First, you'll receive a video meditation from Dr. Darren Weissman entitled Manifestation Meditation. Then you'll receive a video teaching with a PDF companion from Dr. Darren called Importance of the 9 Rules for Mastering the Game of Life. And you'll also receive a video teaching from Dr. Darren entitled The Manifestation System. And when you register by midnight Pacific on Saturday, July 11th, you'll receive this extra gift, and that is the top 5 sessions from the Mindfulness and Meditation Summit of 2020. So before we get back into the Q&A, Dr. Darren, what are you most looking forward to sharing in your upcoming course?
I mean, I'm really honored that the path that I have been able to take for the past 26 years as a holistically trained chiropractor, acupuncturist, and studying around the world, that as a result of my journey, that I'm able to show people that there's another way, that when we're struggling and when we're stuck, when we're suffering and we don't know that there's anything else that we can do, I'm so excited to show you that that's just not true. And that when you're able to follow a process, a step-by-step process that's not only teachable, but you can learn this. I've taught thousands of people around the world, that you can change your reality. As Louise Hay said and wrote, you can heal your life. Your body is designed to heal. So I'm so excited to share with you my passion and my purpose of the Lifeline technique, of this mind medicine process that is truly an amalgamation of a whole bigger body of work based upon what's going on in our world today. I put together a specific process so that we can come together and be at the leading edge of powerful, passionate human beings that are living with what we all know in our hearts to be true, that love is the great healer, that in this world of fear where it is truly the virus, it's fear, that we can use love to influence ourselves, our health, the people that we care about most in our life, and open up a whole new vista of possibilities that not only will influence your own health, not only will influence your own relationships, but you'll, as a result of participating in this course, be participating in helping to raise the consciousness in humanity.
All right, beautifully stated. Thank you. I think this would be a good time to bring up this. It's a lot of people are asking, so I'm going to try to distill it down into one big question. Stuart says, how can we overcome general feelings of apathy when taking positive actions appear to lead to relatively low results? Other people are saying procrastination. They're dealing with brain fog, so they might really get something out of the class, but as soon as the class is over, they go back to real life and it's back to this again. How do you deal with that?
That's amazing. And Stuart, thanks. That's so good. I mean, that was a frustrating thing for me too. I love listening to people like Wayne Dyer and different people that would talk about things, and I'd get so hyped up, or I'd learn a process, and then, here I am, and I'm just back in the same situation. I always wondered, why as a chiropractor I need to keep on adjusting this segment, or as an acupuncturist, this pattern doesn't hold, or as a homeopathic physician, this remedy is still inefficient. Why after this, doesn't matter, a medication, this surgery, whatever it might be, we find ourselves back in this thing. I meditate, I drink my water, I eat healthy, I exercise, still I struggle. We can exercise, do yoga, lift weights, go for walks, do different things. Unless we make change on a subconscious level, the energy in motion stays in motion. So we live in this cause and effect world that is driven by this cause and effect mind, but we don't realize that we've got access to the quantum. We've got access to the quantum field, and this process is truly a 5D system. Those of you that understand what I'm saying here, you have the ability to access this quantum field of consciousness so that you are the writer, producer, director, and star actor of your life. You get to design it by unzipping the fabric of consciousness, popping on in, and reprogramming your subconscious mind. This is not something that you do and live happily ever after. That is an outside-in approach. That is a fear-based approach of, once I get here, I live happily ever after. No, you're learning how to create a relationship with your mind so that your mind becomes the tool that it was designed to be. Your mind wasn't designed for you to believe it. Your mind was designed like a road sign. Stop doesn't mean stop forever. It means stop, look around, then go. we live in a world that we take things in a way that this is what it is, and now it's science, or this is what it is. No, there's a whole other realm beyond the conscious perceptual reality that we're capable of perceiving in any given moment. And when we can access beyond these horse blinders what is available, then not only do we awaken to whole deeper levels of healing and transformation, but we also learn a system that enables us to wake up in the morning and have a practice. Go to bed at night, have a practice. I got a big talk. How do I go about with intention? Most people live a life of, I do things. And if I do things enough, then I'll have something. And once I have something, I've worked so hard, I've got this money, I've got this job, I've got this relationship, now I can be someone. And that is a fear-based life, which is what our world has been ultimately programmed with. What you're going to learn is what I call the be, do, have system. And the be, do, have system is you learn how to get yourself present, like how we started today. Get yourself plugged on in so that you're fully charged. And then I'm going to teach you a 4-step process of setting an intention, of observing, of discerning, of intending, of imagining, and how to take action on a deeper level so that you awaken within you the being of your truth. And that when you do what that being is, like, here's mine. Like, I set an intention of, I am letting go, feeling fully alive, right? And here's my practice. It reminds me and hearts me of it all the time. Now, when I am in and when I just do, I'm letting go, feeling fully alive. What would that think like? What would that feel like? What would I am letting go do right now, right? When I do that, guess what I'll have? And I am letting go life. And that's the key. And so often we're just driven by the to-do list. And therefore that goal-oriented vibration keeps us striving for happiness, because happiness only happens when we achieve something. And as soon as we do, it's like, oh, then I need something else to keep me happy. So it just keeps on in this cycle. So it's changing our way of perceiving ourselves, which I talked about already, in the sense that it's not the problem, it's the portal. And when we learn, and this is the simplest thing, okay, there's no problems. Doesn't mean there's no pain. Doesn't mean there's no fear. Doesn't mean there's no stress. There's plenty of that. But this is the biggest learning curve for myself and anyone. When I can learn to look at this as the gift and strange wrapping paper, the pain, fear, and stress of my body, my relationships, my life, the world, when I can look at that in that way, and I learn steps on how to bridge the gap between my conscious and subconscious mind, then I can begin to create a whole new way of living that is a quantum way of living that opens us up to a whole new level of superconscious life, that the byproduct is joy and fulfillment and purpose and making a huge, huge difference. So thanks for asking that.
All right, well, let's take it just a little step further here. Samara is asking, what causes the brain fog?
What causes brain fog? What causes brain fog, it could be a lot of things. First and foremost, you just might be dehydrated. Your blood sugar metabolism might be out of balance, or you might not be getting good enough sleep, or your body needs to move because there's stagnation in your blood. I mean, you might be holding on to particular emotions and you're not expressing them. And so there's some basic things that can cause brain fog. And it's really important to acknowledge that, first. If I'm having brain fog, the first thing that I want to do is go, you know what? I want to make sure I'm properly hydrated, because the first sign of dehydration is not thirst, but it's brain fog, foggy thinking, fatigue. However, when I'm in this, when I talked about that maladaptive stress reaction, when I'm hijacked from a memory in my mind, and that memory in my mind, for example, 4 years of age, when that memory gets activated and it triggers my heart, it influences my brain, it influences my body, there's three primary things that form from what I call core limiting beliefs. Core limiting beliefs are these memories that live in our subconscious mind that are emotionally charged. And these core limiting beliefs cause a lens to form, a filter, and a gravity. And when we get triggered, now all of a sudden we're looking as if I'm still 4 years of age. And my brain and body don't know the difference between that memory of 4, reality, or the imagination of my highest self. And so that causes brain fog because I'm not looking at life directly here and now. I'm looking at life through a lens that is like from 4 years of age, and that creates brain fog. That influences us from not perceiving the present moment here and now, but perceiving the present moment from there and then. That can be a driving force. So if you're hydrated and your blood sugar is balanced and you're getting good sleep, right? You're moving your body, you're doing these things, right? Do those first. That might just shift brain fog. But if it doesn't, and you're still going on, you're like, why do I still struggle with this? You know that there's a core limiting belief that is affecting the lens of perception and not causing you to be present here and now, but there and then. And that evokes what would be called the brain fog portal.
Wow. Well, thank you for that. We are so close to out of time. I want to squeeze in just one quick question. You can even just give a yes or no. Kim wants to know, can addictions be overcome with your methods?
Oh, my goodness, Kim. The nature of addiction is where we are in a situation where something is controlling us. And it really goes back to that original question, like, why does the subconscious mind control us? There's something that's controlling us. We are in this place where we will risk the most valuable things to ourselves, our lives, by alcohol, drugs, sex, work, whatever it may be. We put ourselves and others in danger based upon this thing that ultimately controls us. That is subconsciously driven. And I want to just guide you through a quick process to help anyone and everyone that struggles with addiction. And by the way, everyone does. Everyone's got some level of addiction. It's just the nature of it. Listen to what I'm saying here. Connect to what it is that triggers you into self-defeat, self-destruct, and low self-esteem. Connect to what it is that you lack power over, that you feel is more powerful than you. And that as much as you've attempted to make this change, you have been unable to make this change. Okay? I'm going to ask you a simple question. If you could choose to create your life, if you could create a day, a moment, if you could design your best life, would you choose to create it where you were addicted to this? Where you had no control, that you were out of control, that something, was more powerful than you to the point where it caused you to destroy yourself? Would you choose that? What's the answer? No way. I like to say, hell no. Not a chance. And that's the truth. This is not a choice. Addiction's not a choice. It's a reaction. And the reactive mind's called the subconscious mind. This is not a choice or an action. This is a reaction. This is the programmed subconscious mind. And if you're in an addictive place, now the place is, hey, let's get into the heart. Let's hold the space. And let's connect to the desire of the heart and understand the steps for setting an intention and how to use our mind to manifest a life of true freedom, of true liberation, of authentic expression, of passion and purpose. And addiction is an incredible, incredible portal. And I've helped so many people, including myself, with massive addiction. So grateful for this question. Thank you for this.
All right. Wow. Well, I think that's a beautiful place to close this. This has been just a fantastic conversation. I want to thank our viewers for being with us today and for all of your fantastic questions, because you guys are the ones who make these conversations happen. Once again, Mind Medicine to Ignite Your Highest Potential begins Monday, July 20th, and you can visit mindmedicinecourse.com to learn more and to register. So, Dr. Darren, before we cut you loose, do you have any final words for our viewers?
I just want to say thank you so much. It's really been a pleasure and an honor to spend this time together. I hope it was valuable. I hope you got some golden nuggets that give you hope and inspiration for you to know that wherever you are, whether it be you're struggling with physical symptoms or challenges or stressful circumstances of relationships, of life, or that you've got a dream. That you got a dream. And I know you have a dream. And you know that nobody's dream is small. That whether it be physical, emotional, or the dream that you're here to manifest, the Mind Medicine course is going to be an incredible experience. And I look forward to sharing it with you if it's something that your heart resonates with. So thank you for your time and your energy. I loved it.
All right. Well, thank you again, Dr. Darren Weissman. It really has been a pleasure speaking with you today. Thank you for spending your time with us.
Thank you, Lisa, so much. You're amazing. I really appreciate you.
Back at you. And once again, thank you to everyone who joined us today. On behalf of all of us at the Shift Network, I wish you well and look forward to having you on this course or perhaps another one in the future. Have a great day, everyone.